that's
so
fine.
sorry.
It's okay. Like, we'll just hurry up and do it because, you know, we never know with the internet, you know. So, but Miss Folusho, I wanted to thank you. You are the founder of Super Parents Foundation. And we wanted to ask you, first of all, tell us the meaning of your name, because a lot of people don't know that with Nigerians, we're very passionate about the meanings of names. What's the meaning of your name? And then I'm going to ask you why you chose the name Super Parents. No, it's Buzz. It's, oh, the internet. Oh, okay. Oh, we're just having some technical difficulties. And if we have to postpone and do it again, we'll do that, because I really want to talk to Miss Folusho. I think that she has so much insight, not just from her passion, but she has a lot of insight from her experience. And I mean, this is not somebody who's just saying that she wants to help people. We're having technical difficulties. If we have to postpone the IG and dinner another day, we will. So please bear with us. But she has a lot of experience, and people who are actually working where you are seeing results, those are people that you have to. Hello, pretty patient Akonde. How are you? We're having some technical difficulties, so we might have to postpone this IG live, and that is fine with me. I have to talk to Miss Folusho because she has everything that she has done with working with families has to be highlighted, has to be commended, has to be recognized. She's done a lot more than people can even think or imagine, and I want to highlight that. Again, we're just having technical difficulties, so we're asking that you bear with us. If we have to postpone this for another day, please do come back. And it's okay, because I mean, between Africa and even sometimes here in Germany, the internet doesn't always cooperate. So we thank you for logging on. I will let you know what the date is going to be and the time. Please share, let people know. We're going to try again one more time, okay? Because this woman is very important to me. So I want her voice to be heard and seen. So she should be coming up soon. But she's about the business. When she says she's going to do something and she's doing it for the organization, it happens. And people know her for what it is that she's doing. So we can't really see you, Folusho.
I don't know what is wrong.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, it happens. I mean, we can't control everything. So we can postpone this. I mean, I'll give it a different date, and we'll make it work on a different date. But I want people to really hear what you have to say, because I think that you're a very, very important person, and should be recognized for what you're doing in Nigeria.
We try it one more time.
Sure. I can invite you one more time if you want. Yes, she's absolutely an amazing woman. Thank you. We'll try one more time. Okay. So, but yes, and we have, a few other organizations that are doing. You'd have to log out. We have a few other organizations that we're working and partnering with. Right now, I call it an honor, even though I know that's a lot of work, in doing a doctorate. And I've been working with a lot of people doing research as to why inclusive education, we see her. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So let's shoot and let's see what happens. We'll just keep blazing through the questions. Okay, so what's the meaning of your name and why the name Super Parents?
Okay, my name. Okay. My name is Folusho. The meaning of my name is God watch over her.
Nice.
Now I had a sibling that died before me, so they're like, this one must stay. So please, God watch over her. That is it. And Super Parents.
Yes. Why the name Super Parents?
To me, these parents are extraordinary. They are just like us, but they are doing extraordinary things. I don't have a child with special needs, but dealing with my child that is strong-willed, sometimes I'm just tired. I just want him to be at one side. So I can imagine having a child with disability, or a child that needs special attention. It takes your willpower, mentally, physically, everything. So that's why I named it Super Parents.
Wow. So how did it start? How did Super Parent start? Like you said, you don't have a child with disabilities. So what was the passion that drew you to start? Because how long have you guys been going on now?
4 years
Wow.
thereabouts.
4 years with that impact. Wow. So what drew you to start Super Parents?
Okay, I'm naturally a passionate person, and I'm known for domestic violence, supporting and protecting of young widows and all that. So as I was going through what is it called, Facebook, so I saw a post in a group. The lady was talking about a child that needed hearing aids, and hearing aid cost like 1 million or so. I was amazed that do we have, people or children that have to live with, this special device. I know our people, they started praying, they started doing, why don't you attend the church? And this woman needs support. I inboxed her and I asked her what the issue was. I didn't have much on me, but I sent the little I had. And we got talking, and I went into our world. The discrimination by family, by friends that should understand, the superstition and, wrong narratives connected with disability, and so many men. I just felt, no, I have to go into this. So I started talking about it on my personal page, on my wall, and people started coming out. A lot of parents started coming out. A lot of parents that couldn't come out to say this because to them, they were marginalized and all that. We started talking about, and from there we formed a support group called Super Parent. And from there, we had to register it because it was going bigger than our initial intention.
Wow.
Yes.
Isn't that amazing? Your story is so magnificent. And I'm sorry if I'm going to use all these big words or whatever, because
no problem.
when the thing about what makes a business or any kind of organization successful is that you see a problem and you want to solve the problem. You're not trying to do too many things, but you were drawn by one person's story and somebody's passion. Like for me, it's with inclusive education, because like I said, I'm a special education teacher. And the one student that really gravitated towards me was actually Nigerian, lived in America. Wow. So, and they didn't even know I was Nigerian. I was just like, doing it undercover because I don't want it to be because of that. But then I stood there and I said, okay, in my mind, I couldn't understand why we didn't have this in Nigeria. Like I couldn't even concentrate on the teaching, because I'm like, why do we not have this simple, I'm telling you, Folusho, very simple things that can help, like fine motor skills. It's not moving one block to the next. Or I'm like, so what is it that we cannot put inside our policies, where in our classroom, you cannot put other students with disabilities to learn alongside students without disabilities? Because that social interaction is everything. In Nigeria is very stigmatized. I love my country, I do. But unfortunately, culture, history, generations, families who don't know how to take care of people with disabilities, they give these children up because they're not informed and because culture doesn't say so. And I have another question for you, but I wanted to just compliment what you're saying with a mother. Like, imagine mothers and families who you have so much love for your child, you don't have the capability, no one to help you. And like you, let me brag on you again, you're a lawyer, you're a practicing lawyer. Let me just let people know that you're not just somebody that just like whatever, but you're taking your craft of advocacy and you're using it in the organization. So my question is, with the stigmatization now in many parts of Africa, how do you support them with this? Because it's obviously difficult. How do you support parents? How do you support mothers, people that are crying and don't know how to take care of their kids, or they need a wheelchair or something? Like, how do you do that?
Well, that's so many answers in one question.
I know.
Okay, thank God for social media, connecting the world. And our Facebook page, which is a private page, is very active, very strong. We advocate. Yes. We talk about, sharing our experiences. So we encourage mothers to speak out, mothers and fathers, not just mothers, because most of this work is on the mothers. So we encourage the parents to speak out, understand, and to share their experiences. From there, they learn and unlearn. Then they will understand that you're not alone in this journey. Most times, it's like hard for you because you feel you're alone. You're the only one going through this problem. Then when you start sharing your experience, someone says, "Oh, it happened to me. This is what I do." You are not alone. You know, it gets better.
Yes.
You know, through our advocacy, and you know, we raise funds. For we know that they need support. It's not only by talking, it's not only by advocating on it.
Exactly.
Physical support.
Yes.
We give free therapies. We support through giving of finances for their therapies, especially government therapies. We give CP wheelchairs, we give wheelchairs, assistive gadgets. We raise money for that because you know it's not going to be easy for those parents. You need money for food, you need money for that. Getting the money to start buying medications to that and we do it to the best of our ability. We also empower parents. Empower parents, they learn skills and all that, and we support them. And we've been seeing parents doing so well. We motivate every time emotionally. You know, this thing is emotionally, you know, the body is so much. Even if you have the need, you get discouraged by family members, by who should support you, by your spouse. So most of the time, every day we encourage, we inspire, we tell parents to come out because there's no one that can support you like someone that walks in your shoes. So most of who are advocates, they speak out. So that has been, you know, a very good one for the parents. And we also go out into the community, like December 5th, we're going to do advocacy work. We're going to community, we speak and we encourage, we enlighten. So we do so much.
Wow. Honestly, you're a leader that is leading with empathy. A lot of people, I mean, that's, you know, they're trending words that people use, but honestly, you are a leader that leads with empathy because, like you said, empathy is when you put yourself in somebody else's shoes and say, like me, I didn't have, you know, at the time when I started special education, I didn't know anything about it. And at first I was so ashamed because my children who were in school knew more about students with disabilities than I did. And I was like, wow. So everybody's in the same school. I didn't know what a special education room looked like. I didn't know what it was, left, right, nothing. So I now have to start educating myself. And I realized that even with the students that have disabilities, everybody has a heart. Even though they might have challenges with certain things, they have a heart and they feel the love.
Emotions.
They have emotions. And the parents who are caregivers, and like you said, they need so much support because it is challenging. So, you know, my other question that I wanted to ask is, in terms of helping people, how many people, and I'm saying this because I want to put it in context, how many people do you know Super Parents has helped in a short 4 years that that it has been going? I know I'm asking you to put numbers.
Yeah, I understand. In our record, we've held over 500.
Wow.
Parents. Over 500. So it's not only about the financial aspects.
Wow.
Well, the finance is there. You know, sometimes we give cash. Maybe during Christmas or any other day, we need some cash and all that. You know, just make them happy and all. And with assistive aids, you know, words of encouragement. So we've helped over 500 parents.
Wow. Honestly, I really.
It's all over.
Wow. I really commend you, and you know, I learned about you from other organizations that I just work with in terms of, you know, support, and they're teaching me more about what it is to do what they do on the ground. And like you said, it's that community support. So what kind of programs, if you don't mind me asking, because I had a friend who is stateside, we're in Germany, but she was asking, you know, how to support. So what kind of programs, but they also wanted to learn more about Super Parents, and I gave them the website. What kind of programs do you do in terms of the names? You know, like you said, skills, you teach skills, you educate, you know, from an educational standpoint for me, is there teacher training, you know, like in terms of some of the things that needs to happen working with students with disabilities?
Okay, yeah. we've done that in a few schools,
Few schools, wow.
Especially low standard schools. We call in professionals to talk about to
Nice.
teachers on inclusive education.
That's good. That's really good.
Train,
That's really good.
yeah, so
Wow.
we bring in professionals to train them as in the simplest way. Most times they see this as expensive. In
Yes.
Nigeria, we don't understand disabilities so much.
Yes.
Process
Yes.
of including them, mainstreaming them in our schools, in our
Yes.
normal schools. So, when we break it down to them, they'll say, this is not as difficult as
Right.
we think it is. All they need is inclusion. Just include them. Then
Yeah.
once you have the heart of inclusion.
Exactly.
Once you have the heart of inclusion, of support, it
Yes.
becomes very easy. So we train
Exactly.
all those low income school or standard school on inclusion, and they've been able to include children, especially children with cerebral palsy and
Yes.
other conditions.
Wow.
And
Wow. That's amazing.
yes, I talked about our other programs. Our
Yes, other programs,
major
yes.
program is Inclusive Children's Party.
Okay.
Here we children without disabilities and children with disabilities is always a major event. We usually have it on Children's Day. So
Okay.
it's always fun. We want children, neurotypical children, to learn about this. Children, they have innocent hearts.
Exactly.
Naturally they are kind. Naturally they are accepting, they love,
Yeah.
they support. You
Yeah.
understand? So when we start teaching them empathy, from the
Yes.
word, we start learning. These are the children that will help these other children in future, in
Exactly.
building devices, in supporting them, and doing so much. But we adults, our minds are made up, and because we now
Exactly.
superstition, the spiritual connection and everything, it has
Uh,
affected even the educated ones. So
yes.
we are these children, their young minds that look, you have to be kind, you have to
Yes.
accept other children with
Yes.
differences. Your friends, it's not spiritual, it's not all you need is to love them. You can
Yeah.
help one another. So it's a
Yeah.
big event where they have fun, party. And we also do free counseling and therapy
That's
during the
good.
event. Yes,
That's
for
good.
the disability, and of course we give out assistive devices. We present
Wow.
assistive devices. It's fun. We have Women's Day, Super Mothers. They come out, have
That's
fun,
good.
refresh, relax, maybe watch a film. Most of the time they hardly have time to do such. It's like a
Wow.
fun. So this day is cut out for them. Just
Wow.
go out, have fun.
Wow.
Forget about it. Leave your child behind. You understand? Just
Exactly.
you need to need time for yourself to refresh, to be yourself.
Yes.
You're a person. To make
Yes.
them realize who they are.
Yes.
And always a refreshing time. We also have Men's Day. We have so many programs. Many
Man, that
programs.
is honestly, let me tell you, that's amazing. I mean, you have some serious supporters on the comments, man. I mean, they're saying people who have children with
My family.
disabilities, they're saying you lead with empathy. I mean, and you also help to provide mental health services and empowerment for women. That thing you said is so right because here I don't like using developed because when I look at Nigeria, I'm like, we have the capability to be a developed country. It really, I don't like using that word, but per capita and per
What
economist,
is
we will just say that that's what it is. But it
that?
is the need to support women and men because, like you said, it's when you live with empathy, you're able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and you can
Yes.
understand the work in it. And that was my thing. Like I always talk. Misaje's kids started because when my first class of students with
Okay.
disabilities, I was so moved by the parents. And even till today, we celebrated Veterans Day in America. My students who had Down syndrome always sends my husband like a card, and that's a big deal. You know,
Wow,
like with
nice.
children with disabilities, they, you know, routine. And I'm like, wow, it's been 3 years, and they will always remember me on this day. That the whole Miss IJ's kids is dedicated to like these. I used to teach severe, so I would work with students with cerebral palsy. I mean, students that, I mean, they just needed support. And to me, those are my special students, because they can learn. It's just for somebody to help. So the fact that you support the parents, you know, because the parents, you see, they're tired, not because they don't love their children, but it's a lot of work.
It's not easy.
You know,
it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. But the developed countries, they have services where, you know, you can drop your children and then you can take like 1 day and go, and the state will pay the family self for them to do that. That's my dream for Nigeria. I'll just leave it at that. I mean, they support them so much. There's so many services that you don't have to pay for. So it's like, I feel like this Instagram lives like this are so important, because organizations like yours should be government sponsored every month, every week. Every month, every week. You shouldn't have to be asking. You understand? But this is where we are. So I'm like, okay, how can we support? How can we keep spreading awareness so that, you know, your organization can keep going? Because you're a visionary lady. You are a visionary. You're thinking about the future. You're thinking about the young ones, thinking for in the future, because the generation that we came from, God bless them, they didn't know. But now that we know, the children behind us, they must know better. And I really appreciate that. I really, really appreciate it about you. So you've almost answered all my questions, and I want to thank everyone for staying.
You know, the fear of most, but even my fear is that what will happen after I die?
Yes.
When I'm no more, who is going to take care of this child?
Yeah. And
that is the truth. It's still, you know, like, still okay, you're alive, and, you know, you are doing all you can, but when what is going to happen? So this is why we are calling on governments, you know, on powerful private organizations, you know, to delve into this. Yeah. There's workforce here. You persons with disabilities, we know there's so many brains. Yes. I have a friend, Tobiloba Ajayi. I don't know if you know her. She's a lawyer living in cerebral palsy. You know, she's a whole brain, very intelligent. We need to tap into these resources, these human resources that we are just, you know, marginalizing.
Yes.
Lagos State is doing well, quite well, better than other states, but there's still a whole lot to do. There's so many free services, but our people, they still have to go to the hospital to queue, to buy drugs, to do this, to pay for therapy, to pay for this, to pay for that. Having a child with disability alone is emotionally draining. So they need things, you know, to help them, to ease them of this, you know, of this burden. And so I'm not saying the child is a burden. No,
I understand. Yes,
just to make it better for them.
Yeah.
I believe we are getting there. I believe we're getting there. So when it comes to support, we need support. You know, our organization runs majorly on private funding. You know, funding, but it's not enough. Yes. Like I said, I'm buying the specialized wheelchair because we are specific. We want to be sure we are giving the child the right thing, what the child needs. A child with cerebral palsy does not need just ordinary wheelchair. They need cerebral palsy wheelchair. You understand? If not, it gets worse. And one cerebral wheelchair, the imported one, is over 300,000 naira or so. 300,000 naira to 1 million.
Wow.
We've been able to, you know, sponsor a member that is fabricating this wheelchair.
Wow.
Even at he's selling it at 150,000 naira or so. It's still not affordable. It's still not affordable for these parents. So we need support. We need support. We need support. Huge support.
You know, I want to talk about one thing. I know it can be very controversial. Me, I'm Christian, yeah? I believe in God, I believe in Jesus, I do. But I also believe in educating, understanding that disabilities is not witchcraft.
It's not so.
It's not. It's not. If you can take medicine for headache, somebody can go to therapy. They're all the same thing in my mind. Right?
We all have.
We all have, exactly.
It may not be visible.
Exactly.
If you are too shy, you know, you can't talk to someone, you know, face to face. It's a form of disability.
I was going to ask you about the invisible disabilities that people don't see. How you even help and support people.
Okay. No, first of all, we encourage. Okay, most parents when they come to us or come to the group, they don't even know their child's condition. Wow. They just call it down.
They don't have a diagnosis. Wow.
They have a diagnosis. So the first thing is to encourage them to go for a proper diagnosis. So when we follow up and we call in some of our time, we also have a group of therapists, volunteer therapists that help. God bless them.
That's really good.
So they follow up after that. They come into the group and then they start, you know, reading everything about it. We encourage them where to read, where to go to. You know, we refer them to all other, you know, experts. And from there, we also mentor. We call in parents, experienced parents to mentor these parents, and whatever they need, you know, we ask them, we help, you know, and we educate people. Our group is an inclusive school, so it's just not for parents of children living with disabilities. No, we are not hiding anything. We need people to know, because they will go out, they will interact. So let people know that this thing exists. Funny enough, some people come to my info and say, Folusho, I didn't know that this thing is not spiritual. These are very educated people. Folusho, thank you for this group. To say the truth, I thought it was spiritual. I thought it was from the devil. But now I'm learning.
Wow.
Like someone that has epilepsy and everything, I used to run from them. I didn't know that it's not contagious, you know. So people are learning and learning. And then we encourage others to funny enough, even parents that don't have members that don't have disability, they're the ones really advocating, because it's interesting to them. And you know, it's always very, how would I say, I always feel very happy, you know, when they ask me something about disability and I know it. So like, my ignorance has been cured. Because I've seen them beat children, you know, I've seen them beat children with disabilities. Although I've been a special child from the word go, when I see them do that, I'll be like, why are they doing this? Wow. My best friend in school was a girl living with polio, and we used to fetch water together. We used to do everything together. I said, well, I can't do it for you. We will do it together. All these people, they are pitying me. They don't know it. They don't understand it. They don't like it.
Oh, this internet. Oh, goodness gracious. And she was saying something so important. We're talking to Miss Folusho from Super Parents, and she was saying something very, very important, and the internet is going in and out. Wow. But I hope she'll be able to come back. Oh goodness. That's the other part of oh, we've missed her. Let me see if I can add her back on. But she's saying a lot of things that are very insightful, very important for people to know, that sometimes it is not always about the spiritual. Sometimes it's about the understanding. It's about the intellectual. It is about empathy. It is about putting yourself in somebody else's shoes. It is about support. And it's about a community, because we cannot all do it by ourselves. This is a very, very challenging work, but I think that if there's always strength in numbers, if we come together and we're one voice speaking to people and letting them know that people with disabilities should be recognized, they should be seen. You know, I wanted, you know, Folusho to come on here because I know that they have, you know, a program that's coming up, you know, in Christmas. I mean, during Christmas, even people who don't have disabilities back in Nigeria, it's very, very hard. But these children who may, I mean, because you don't know, a child who has disabilities, depending on how severe it is, they need care, they need support. There we
So
go.
sorry.
And we need love. No, you're okay. You were saying something very important. I was just trying to regurgitate what you were saying, so we don't lose that chain of thought. But this event that you're having is in December, and it's like a holiday party for the children, right? Oh, it's still buffering. It's an event for the children, and I know that super parents, with what Folusho is doing, let me tell you, this lady, even before I had the pleasure of talking to her on this IG live, I always saw her as a visionary. Folusho has strategy, and Folusho has a heart for the future and a heart for people. And even from the comments, she has not just shown us that, oh, she's not doing it just for the accolades or doing it because she wants people to, or she wants to be seen. She's doing it because she really wants us to support people and families and children with disabilities. We're going to try to log on here again, and if it doesn't work, I don't, if Miss Folusho, I know she's very, very busy. This has been a very insightful talk, and I want to thank everyone who knows Folusho, who has really not just benefited from the progress of super parents, but just from her heart. You know, people who have a good heart, you will always see what it is that they're doing. Their vision will follow them. You will see it in their works. You will see it in their deeds. And she's a very, very special person, you know, from just meeting her. So I'm inviting her one more time to see how the internet will go. But this is recorded, so you can hear it again. I will edit it so that the big chunk of what she said will be part of the video that goes out. And lastly, what I wanted her to talk about was financial, which is what she was saying. They're going to need a lot of support, you know, going forward in December. In the post, I put the details for how to support super parents. They have an account where you can directly support. Also, I know on the international side, everyone doesn't have, you know, the ability to do it like a transfer, so they might use a different platform, like giving back. There's some organizations that help you give, and they make it easier for people to give here. So I'll definitely be talking to her about that, because I have a few people in our circle who want to support what Super Parents is doing, and I think it's important. International support is important, especially when you can see the work. If you can see the seed of what an organization is doing, please, that is where you should put, you know, your money, where you should put, you know, your commitment. And sometimes it's not even just a one-time support. It might be a monthly support. It might be supporting one child, you know, every month, you know, if you can do it. And when you do the conversion rate, to some of our listeners that are in the UK or here in Germany where I am, or in the US, $5 of your cup of coffee can help a family eats back in Nigeria or developing countries. So I need us to just think about it that way. $5 of your, oh, we're going out to go, I'm just letting them know about the financial. You know, your cup of coffee, or, oh, I'm going to take my family out for dinner. Just take 5 of that, your dollars, and just put it into Super Parents. Okay, it'll go such a long way, you don't even know. And that is my appeal on here, is that, you know, it's not even sacrifice, but just, you know, think of other people who are in a very disadvantaged situation. We have lights, we have water, we have food. We can just hop in our car and just go where we need to go. Even people who don't have disabilities are finding it hard, especially during this holiday season. And I think that for the holiday season, everybody needs to be smiling. Everyone needs a smile on their face, even if it's just for that moment. So, Folusho, I want to give you the floor to just end the IG live and let us know how we can reach you, how we can support. I was also saying that people that may not be able to give to the band, is there like a third party like giving system? You know, I think there's one called like Giving Back or something like that, or PayPal, I don't know, that we can use to do that, or even like Western Union. We can probably Western Union or
Western Union.
Okay.
There's so many ways.
Okay.
There's so many ways. You could contact us on our IG on our IG accounts, and we could talk about that. We talk about that. There are people do send money from to us from abroad. So anyway, like
how
I
do
said,
they do it? Those from abroad, how do they do it? They do it through.
They use. I don't know. I just get the alert. I just get the alert.
Okay, all right, we'll figure it out. But Western Union is one, so that's I know I've used Western Union, and Western Union works.
There's one Airwaves or something. I can't remember the name.
Okay.
There's so many.
Okay. Any last words for just even parents who have children with disabilities here, in the developing world? What is your last word of encouragement for them?
Okay, like we've discussed earlier, you are not alone. It's not strange. Just embrace your new normal.
Yes. Oh, this internet. Embrace your new normal. I like that. Embrace your new normal, and you are not alone. And find a community of people who can help, and Super Parents is that community of people who can help. Unfortunately, we would have to end the IG live because it's going in and out. But all the information, thank you so much, all the information that is needed, I'm going to make sure that when I repost this video, I'm going to just take all of Folusho's words and put it there. That way you know how to contact her. Thank you so much for being involved in this IG live. Again, I want to say the people who joined are very special and very patient with us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Folusho. I'm so sorry with the internet. It was just going in and out, but I will tell you that whatever you said has made such, not just an impact on me, but an impact on everyone who's going to see this video. So please try to share and reshare this video so that people can see. Thank you so much, and we appreciate you joining.